So I just want to talk about me personally for a second, right? There is something that I know I should do, and I walk a path of trying to do it better and better, I guess slowly but surely. And I know I could do it better. And it's something that I know I can do. I know I'm like very capable of it. And maybe the thing that stops me in doing it is the understanding or awareness that it would change me into a different person to be able to like actually commit to doing this thing, right? And the fact is, it's something that will better me in a lot of different ways, but I personally have this internal awareness or intuition or knowing that to do it right would be a key factor in completely changing my life. Again, in a lot of different ways where it can be applied. And yet, through knowing all of this, and even for like, it's not just a sudden realization, it's something I've known for a bit now. And I've, like I said, slowly walked the path of doing it. But it's like through having all this awareness of these facts and more, I still haven't committed to fully being on that path. I still haven't fully done it to the very best of my ability. And I'm torn because part of me is like, I really can't see why. I don't know why, right? It's like, it's a matter of what's wrong with me. Like, I'm pretty sure anybody pursuing being better than they are in that moment can have some experience or recognition with that idea of kind of being your own harshest critic, like that judgment of yourself, like, come on, you know you can do better. What's wrong with you, type of thing. So part of me is in that area, and another part of me is in the area of knowing or having experience in how the divine script, as I call it, how that thing works, where it's like it's stuff that takes place that you don't understand or see in the moment, but just like from that episode of the Boondocks, the absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence. Like, not seeing it is not proof that it doesn't exist. So it's like from those understandings, I can look at the situation of, okay, I've known it, but I haven't fully committed to it, and I can understand that there is some purpose or cause to why I haven't done it, right? But then again, it's that aspect of, are you using that as an excuse? Because you can, even if you're not, you can easily switch over to using that as an excuse. And so it's a matter of understanding the balance between letting something happen and making something happen. And on some level, maybe because I'm like, through my experience, I consider myself to be hyper aware of that in my own judgment. And that may not even be the case, but in my own judgment, I'm hyper aware of the aspect of letting something happen and the aspect of making something happen. And because I trust in that divine script so much, I tend to lean more towards the letting stuff happen, but I have to check myself because I can throw off the balance. Like, I can go too much into letting stuff happen and not enough making stuff happen, and then I'm missing out on stuff that could be happening because I'm not making it happen. But then it's kind of paradoxical because it's like, well, if I didn't do it, it wasn't supposed to be done in that moment. You see what I'm saying? So now you can kind of get into some of my view on stuff like that, where I can mentally shuffle myself around. You know what I'm saying? But somewhere in there is the power or the opportunity to kind of discover the potency of making it happen. And even as I'm saying this now, I can see where, how does how about this? What if I just tried mostly and constantly to make a thing happen, right? And then only the thing that's meant to happen will actually play out. Like, because I believe you can't go against that divine script regardless, right? So it's like, well, the reason I believe that, because like, how could you be stronger than your source? You know what I'm saying? How could you be, and in some senses, or to put it in a simple form to understand it, based off some people kind of already have experience with, how could you go against God? You know what I'm saying? Like, if God made that divine script, if God wrote the script out for you, or if you write a script out for your characters in a play or in a book or in a story, how could the characters themselves go against the story that you wrote? You see what I'm saying? So perhaps even now, like, well, definitely even now, me saying this and coming to this realization as I say it is a part of that divine script. But then perhaps it leads to a point where if I internalize this information, which to even talk about it now is therapeutic for me because I'm having enlightenment and realization as I'm saying it again. But like to even internalize this would then lead me to, let's say I begin to do that, where I begin to try to make everything happen, you know, but the difference being like before, if I was to try to make everything happen, I already know a lot of the times I don't like the outcomes, right? But now the difference is if I was to try to make everything happen with the awareness of only things that actually will happen is the things within that divine script, the things that's meant to happen, right? So, man, I'm I'm almost like speechless with that realization because when I first started, it's funny because in a matter of like a couple minutes, it's a complete difference in perspective. It's a simple realization that can completely alter my reality, as I used to say. But because at the beginning of this video, when I first started it, it was an idea of having to consciously or actively balance out doing or how much I should be doing with how much I should be allowing. But now it's like I should do 100%. And by doing so, understand that I could only allow 100% because the thing that's gonna happen is what's gonna happen. Like the thing that's in that divine script, the thing that's meant to happen is the only thing that could happen. So maybe even my perspective before was a matter of ignorance and arrogance because it's underlying in that is the idea of that I could mess up the divine script. And it's an interesting concept with that divine script because destiny is what happens. So it's funny because I didn't even realize that I already believed this thing that I just came to realize. Like, because I believe in that divine script, like I said, and it's like things are supposed to happen a certain way. But then I also believe that you play a role in causing things to happen within that divine script. But as I just said, you can't affect the divine script. So it's kind of like circular in the sense that you can make stuff happen in the divine script, but the only things that you actually make happen were already in the divine script. So it's like that free will debate where it's like you in my mind, this is the way I see it, where you have free will and you don't. Because the thing that you choose was the thing that was meant for you to choose. But it's like you chose it. The way I used to look at it when I still needed to have it explained to like when I still needed to consciously understand it on a level of logic and words, the way I would look at it is it's like I played a role in writing that divine script. You know what I'm saying? Like before I took on the character, a part of or I was a part of the creation of the script. Like and I used to even say too, like I signed off on everything that was gonna happen in my life. And I still believe that to this day. So I guess that plays into my dualistic view of having free will and things being already predetermined. But yeah, I guess I got off topic there. But yeah.